What's up, everybody? It's your friend in the neighborhood, Hugz, back again with another reaction video, as always, by my side, HottSamn. And today, we're coming at you, I think for the very first time with an TheOdd1sOut video. I've heard of them before. I think everyone has pretty much because they have like 14 million subscribers or something.
Yeah.
I know they make like these animated videos. We've watched like Cyanide and Happiness and stuff, which actually when I pulled it up, the first thing Sam said was, "Is this a Cyanide and Happiness video?"
It kind of like looks like the same type of art, but then I was like, no, that little character's a little bit chubbier.
Yeah. Well, it's, I don't know, like it's a different animated style, I guess.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen their videos before, but I don't think we've reacted to any of them on the channel. But this one's called Conspiracy Theories and Crazy People, two things that I enjoy hearing about.
Yeah.
I
love conspiracy theories.
I actually thought about a while ago, and I talked to a couple people about doing a conspiracy theory podcast.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
I think it'd be fun to do like a couple like episodes on a podcast on conspiracy theories.
Just a couple episodes. And
yeah. Well, I mean,
that'd be done.
We had like this idea for the podcast. If y'all have been around a while,
we had a
podcast on this channel way back when.
Interviewed some of my
had like three episodes, but
3 good episodes.
I think you can't just talk about conspiracy theories forever. I mean, that's gonna get old. But I think you could talk about them for like 5-6 episodes.
I don't know. I think you just jump from 3 or 4 to 5 or 6. You're like, there's some more out there. There's some more.
Yeah, as I'm going
there's
on.
Some more crazy
especially
stuff.
Right now with like all this world pandemic going on.
All the craziness.
It's like there's a lot of conspiracy theories that go along with that as well. So
I feel like I went into like evil conspiracy theory mode. I'm like,
and it's like also like I like to stay away from politics, and a lot of conspiracy theories have to do with politics. So it's like, do I really want to get into all these political conspiracy theories? Because
how deep does the rabbit hole go?
I don't know, but we don't want to be labeled as crazy people. Because the title.
Let's jump into it and see what's going down. At my subway, you would spend your entire 6-hour work shift with only one other person. And you didn't get to pick that peculiar partner you were spending your precious period with. So that meant I was stuck with some crazy character. And one of those characters was really into that new age snorting healing crystals kind of stuff. And he would specifically talk to me about it because I was the only other person there and all we could do for fun was watching bread rise. Since I was contractually obligated to stay, I would just listen to him ramble about how he thought the universe worked. He told me about chakras and how easy it was to open your third eye through LSD. He told me about scrying using black mirrors and that it's a common misconception that you can get stuck in the mirror, but that's just a myth. That doesn't actually happen. Which is a good thing because getting stuck in a mirror is something I'm constantly worried about as an adult. And he told me that every illness is in your head and that hospitals can already cure anything, but they're not going to because if they cure you, they're going to lose a customer. So he's just going to stick to his essential oils and non-vaccinated immune system. Thank you very much. Listen. You can believe whatever you want to believe, as long as it's not hurting yourself or others, okay? But denying modern medicine? No, you can't do that, no! Since there were still 4 hours of the workday left and I didn't want to argue with him, I would just respond with, He didn't do crack or meth or any hard drugs that I know of that would alter his perception of reality. Even though he didn't trust hospitals or doctors, he really believed in the benefits of medical marijuana. If you're wondering what kind of person is making your sandwiches, yes, they did give this guy a license to touch your food. Whoa, dude. My sandwich tastes like colors. I learned something about myself that day, and that is, I'm obsessed with crazy people. Even though I didn't believe a word he said, I would still ask him questions just to get him talking. Wait, so you're telling me that everything in Naruto is real? Something about talking to him and hearing his perspective was fascinating. This human that I share a planet with exists. Is a crazy person. A crazy person is not someone who has a weird hobby or owns a pet snake. A crazy person is someone who, despite having an astronomical amount of evidence pointing to one idea, believes in the latter. I'm not a psychologist, and maybe I should have consulted one before making this video, but I think crazy people have an unhealthy amount of unchecked distrust and paranoia. I don't know where to even begin talking to crazy people. Their worldview is just so much different than mine. A crazy person will think that someone who has no reason to is lying. NASA's lying about the moon landing. I don't trust NASA. Hospitals are lying about medicine. I don't trust doctors. The government's lying about Well, a lot of things. They're lizard people. Okay, that one might.
They're lizard people.
Thankfully, I don't
the government's
personally know
lying
any
and the government
crazy
lizard people. A little
well,
different,
okay, some of my friends are into astrology, but they still get vaccinated, so, you know, you win some, you lose some. However, on the internet, there's an overwhelming abundance of crazy people. I'm guessing crazy people don't go outside because they think the government will target them with directed energy weapons or something. Yeah, only crazy people spend wasting hours of their life behind computer screens. One of my guilty pleasures is that while I'm working, I will listen to crazy people talk for hours.
I kind of do. I love this too, man.
ASMR. I've tried listening to podcasts and audiobooks or anything that's good for my brain, but there's something so fascinating about listening to a 50-year-old genuinely tell you about his alien abduction. And it only has 300 views? This man was contacted by aliens, people. Why isn't he on the cover of Time magazine? YouTube will teach you everything you need to know about aliens. Did you know that aliens traveled millions of light years to build pyramids, stomp on our corn, and abduct a couple of crackpots? There's videos of people who will tell you in full confidence about the gray and praying mantis aliens living among us. I mean, the videos barely have any views, but they exist. Most of the views are from me.
Keeping them off the algorithm.
Okay,
because
I don't understand how people think the moon landing was faked. There is so much evidence proving that the moon isn't even real. Wake up, sheeple!
It's a moon.
I don't think flat earthers are real. I think they're all just a bunch of trolls trying to get people like me to hate humanity. I'm no rocket scientist, but I know that our understanding of space and gravity is so beyond what shape the Earth is. I'm amazed how much free information is available to people, but they still choose not to believe it. So I'm sorry, I just can't accept that flat earthers are real. I mean, I have nothing to back up this idea, though. I guess it's just a crazy theory of mine.
I love reading about flat Earth stuff, though.
Wait, here's a lighthearted conspiracy for you. Some people think that the creators of the Sonic movie purposely made the design of Sonic bad in the first trailers as a marketing ploy. Everyone was outraged about the bad designs and ended up talking about it, giving the movie free promotion. Meanwhile, the executives were planning to use the better designed Sonic all along. The evidence for this is... well, I'm talking about the Sonic movie right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, low-key, that would be really smart.
For publicity. Another piece of evidence is... look at this. What is this? There's no way that any executive or anyone with 2 eyeballs would okay this ever. And honestly, I might have believed this conspiracy theory if this movie didn't exist. If it wasn't for the Cats movie, I would have thought Hollywood knew what they were doing
Supposedly,
too.
There's
but because
a
it's current year and these types of things can still
Really?
get past test screenings, I think sometimes Hollywood is just no good. I could be totally wrong though. If anyone watching worked on this movie and wants to be a whistleblower, let me know in the comments. Another rabbit hole I fell down was discovering a group of people called targeted individuals. Targeted individuals are a group of people that think the government is sending NSA agents to harass them. And this isn't just the American government. It turns out that every government in the world is harassing random citizens. They claim that they're being harassed because the government is trying to silence them for speaking the truth, when in reality, they're not speaking anything remotely true. A targeted individual will say things like, "People keep following me. There's a white van that's been parked in front of my house for hours. The government's been using electromagnetic radiation to transmit sounds and thoughts into my head." And the whole time I'm watching these people, I'm thinking, yo, that sounds like schizophrenia, my dude. I don't know your life. Maybe you just got out of a really bad cult and you do have stalkers following you. Okay, yes, that happens. But it's not the government. One targeted individual I saw said that the government attacked them with a directed energy weapon and that they've been having migraines and coughing up blood. And I'm just flabbersmacked that someone actually believes this. How do you tell them, yo, the government's not harassing you? You probably have something going on in your digestive system. You need to see a doctor and a psychiatrist.
For one
and it's easy to point and laugh and make fun of these people, but after hearing their stories,
I freaking love this video.
They are going through some major mental stuff. And I think they just need a friend to talk to. Most conspiracies can be disproven with a little bit of research. So it's important to think critically and not immediately believe everything you hear online. And if there's not enough data to make a judgment, then it's okay to say, I don't know, or I need to look into this further before making a conclusion. Viral misinformation punishes everybody, so it's important to do research, tests, and evaluations to form a concrete judgment before you hit that retweet button. There is one conspiracy theory I believe and that is that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill... Are there any conspiracy theories that you believe in? Feel free to rethink your life choices. What did I just say? If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, then you know that I'm unfortunately postponing most of my...
I love this. This was amazing. This was super good.
So this was like pretty recent because it had like...
stuff about the current...
Yeah. So the Cats movie is the one that came out with Taylor Swift, right?
I don't know.
Because I've been wanting to see that.
I know it's like a CGI version of Cats, because Cats was like a musical on Broadway.
Yeah.
But okay, so what I read, and it was trending on Twitter, I think, was about that there's a butthole pick version, butthole pick, not pick, but like where originally all the cats had buttholes,
I can't
and then
stand that word.
They got CGI'd out for the release, but there's like a cut of the movie that has all the buttholes in it.
So why did they even CGI buttholes if I hate saying
like
that word.
they CGI'd them like hidden. Like in the original version they had the cats had buttholes. Which is a very big part of having a cat. If you own a cat, y'all know.
Yeah, I mean that is very true. Like and like I
that breath you're like you I don't even know how to explain it.
It's gross, but you know if you have a cat, your cat will clean itself. Well, your cat will just walk in front of you and stick its butthole in your face. Yep. And that's just being completely just... That is just what buttholes. It is. Yeah. So...
We've gotten a little far into this,
is completely irrelevant to the show.
Yeah, he was talking about cats.
But anyway... Yes, this was a really good
Loved it.
thing. I really liked the animation.
Style was
the animation style was hilarious. Like
my style of comedy.
Yeah, like like the little things, like the way that the lips like vibrate whenever it's like thinking, or
a lot of referential stuff in the background. A lot, like I feel like you can watch this a couple times and catch things you missed.
Right.
Because there's a lot of little like Easter eggs.
Yeah, I love. The use of, like, the nose. Like, just, like, the way, like, they won't have a nose, but then all of a sudden they'll, like, when they're angry, they, like, have this, like, human nose. Yeah. Like,
you see that in, like, anime and stuff like that. Like, One Punch will do that every once in a while.
Right. And I love those little details like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, obviously, like you said, like, your type
of
humor. Relatable. Yeah. Because we also know people that are, like, mega conspiracy theorists. They believe some weird shit. I mean, to them, it's true,
I definitely have my own ideas of, like, different conspiracies, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing, like, crazy, but it's, like, I definitely am on the bandwagon of, like, the government doesn't tell you everything. There's things that are hidden.
Yeah, there is definitely, I think, stuff hidden as well.
I don't know. Also, I do believe that, like, there's probably medications or medical breakthroughs that have happened that just the pharmaceutical companies would hide,
it would like hurt the economy to like come out with like...
Well, it's not even hurt the economy, but it'll hurt that company. That company can make a lot more money, treating sick people than curing sick people.
Yeah. And so I think pharmaceutical companies too pay off a lot of like...
Yeah. Now, as far as there's a lot of theories out there that they've like taken people out. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't put it past, like, some companies. Like, there is a lot of espionage and murder in business.
People disappear who are the whistleblowers sometimes. And
Panama Papers or whatever it was. That, like, journalist who found all that stuff ended up dead.
Yeah. And, there's just so many different things I could list off right now.
Exactly.
That's even happening currently.
Yeah, exactly.
But... do not think the earth is flat. Know for a fact that the earth is not flat. It has been proven.
It is decided.
There is a moon. We see it.
I don't know.
And the moon landing was not faked.
See,
well,
I never believed that the moon landing was faked. I still don't believe the moon landing was faked. But I saw a really good, it was like a couple videos and some articles about the fact that, like, certain footage was, like, potentially messed up, and that could be why people think that it was faked, is because they recreated some of the footage after the fact.
Right.
And I'm like, that would make sense to me. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that they faked the moon landing or all that stuff, but it makes sense to me that, like, somebody screwed up and they had to go and, like, fake some footage.
Yeah.
To, like, fill in.
I haven't really done, like, my research on it or anything. I've saw some stuff, like, where people are like, this proves this, and, like,
well, there's,
the
like,
way
a
that the
reflector
flag...
on the moon.
Yeah.
That we put there, so, like, that you can test, and it, like, proves that we were there.
Right. And so, I haven't done my research on it or anything, but do feel like I just believe that it happened.
I
guess that's kind of what's wrong with a lot of things is we just believe shit without doing research.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's pretty much the basis of every conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But if anything, it's just really interesting to learn about. Even if you believe it or you don't, just like he was saying, like he enjoys listening to it. I love kicking on just random podcasts that talk about cryptids or talk about conspiracies or whatever. It's just interesting. You know, I love folklore. I love fairy tales and stuff like that. Like old school original tellings of like fairy tales where they're actually really creepy and scary. I don't know, great video. I'd love to watch more from them.
Yeah, me too. I really liked it.
Super good. They have a whole team here that I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
All of them super talented, and I don't know if he like writes his own like scripts or whatever, but the comedy was really good.
It is really good.
And the timing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I liked it a lot.
Let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Like it if you did. Sub if you don't already. When you click that like button, it turns blue when you touch it.
Not
everything does. Give us up button a big old hug, and we'll be back with more videos soon with you guys. Bye.